Have you ever had a recurring dream? Something that, when it's happening, you can't help but think, I've seen this before. Maybe even a recurring nightmare. One that makes you hope, as you lay down to rest at night, that it won't happen again. My wife and I moved into this home about 2 years ago. Since then, I've had a series of recurring dreams that I never had before we moved here. And it almost always goes the exact same way. I'm in my home, and somewhere I find a door that I've never seen before, or a part of the wall that opens if you push it hard enough. And I end up in a part of the house that I've never been in before. A part of my house that shouldn't exist. And it's an empty hallway with a few doors, but there's barely any detail to it. It's like everything's grayed out and unfinished, like an unrendered part of a video game map, somewhere that you were never supposed to see. And I find myself wondering how I had never seen this part of my own home before, and feeling uneasy. And I have a terrible feeling that somehow, even though I know it's impossible, this place has been here longer than the home itself. I slowly make my way into one of the rooms, seeing the dust particles flying through the air, feeling how cold this part of the house is, how ancient everything feels. And I see that the room is empty except for one bed just laying there on the floor. And as I walk up to it, I see that there's someone in the bed. But somehow I know it's not a person. It's just a shell. Something that once was a person, someone that hadn't been alive for a long time, and had been here for years, probably before I even moved here. Something that's been there waiting for me to find it. And despite feeling a chill running down my spine and wanting to run away, I step closer, wanting to see who it is under there, needing to know. I have to see their face, so I lean in to reach for the covers. Just a little closer, and that's when I always wake up. The reason I'm telling you this is because I can't explain why I have this dream, but I think it has something to do with the feeling of living in an old house. This place was built like 80 years ago. It's almost a century old. How many people have been in it, experienced happiness and sorrow, felt love and pain? How many great and terrible things have happened over the years in my home? Happiness, heartbreak, maybe even death? Things that no one remembers, but the house does. There's sometimes a weird feeling to living somewhere that others have lived before. And sometimes I wonder if the ghosts of their experiences, good and bad, still live within the walls. And I've never personally discovered anything weird in my home, aside from a skeletal remains of a rat in my crawl space. Something that had probably been there for like a decade or more, judging by how fossilized it was. I'll show you a picture of it here, but be warned, it is a little disturbing, I guess. So here's your warning to look away if you don't want to see it. 5, 4, 3, 2, here it is. Yeah, that's the creepiest thing that I've ever found in my home. But other people haven't been so lucky. So today, for something different, I thought we'd take a look at the strangest and creepiest things that other people have found in their homes. Turn out the lights and get ready to see some spooky things. Found this in the attic of my vacation home. And it's a Polaroid, a very scratched up Polaroid that says, "Do you see him?" underneath. Okay, if I had to rank this on a scale of 1 to 10, with like 1 being this is no real issue and 10 being get the hell out of there as fast as you can, I'd put this at like a 5 or 6, because on one hand it could just be somebody pulling a prank, like leaving a creepy photo behind for the next person to find it. I mean, the text is literally written in like Slender the 8 Pages font. Like nobody writes like that for real. That's the default like horror movie font. But then again, if it is real, then your house is definitely haunted and you should sell it and get out of here. Basement wall of a home for sale in my neighborhood. Only 2 families have occupied this residence since 1817. So it's the inside of a wall with the drywall taken out, and it says, "What's a place like this doing to a nice girl like you?" It's a little hard to read because of the studs, but I think that's what it says. Okay, yeah, get the hell out of there. I don't even believe in ghosts, but that is a definite sign that your house is haunted by some very evil spirits. The handwriting is perfect too, like somebody took their time writing that. Found this in an Airbnb behind a curtain that we were told not to open. And it's this creepy like statuette of like a swamp monster with a human face. I don't even know what you would describe this as. I mean, to be fair, they did warn you not to open the curtain. That's horrifying, but at the same time, it's not enough to... Oh, wait, holy crap, I just realized the size of this thing. I thought this was like a figurine. But look at the roll of toilet paper in front of it and the cabinet to the left. This thing is huge. It's like an actual statue. Okay, that makes it significantly worse. This looks like something you'd find on Facebook Marketplace. Like somebody would be selling it for like $400 as an art piece that they made. And also, if this were me and I was staying with somebody at an Airbnb and found this, I am 100% waiting for that person to fall asleep and then like putting it in the bedroom so that they wake up and just see it at the foot of their bed staring at them in the dark. Maybe I'm a bad person. but I could not pass on that opportunity. Just rented a house. It comes with our very own knife room. And there's that's a room full of rusty old knives is what that is. Okay, at first glance, this isn't actually that bad until you see that on top of the fact that it's a room full of rusty knives, there's also a pill bottle just sitting there on the floor. So whoever lived here before you was a person on a lot of medications with a collection of knives. So that's comforting, right? Just be sure you check every small space in the house because you never know. Maybe the last person never actually left. Staying at my grandmother's house for a bit, opened up the toilet and was greeted by this. Okay, nope. No, not doing that. No, that's a 10 on 10. I mean, at least you can just flush it, but how can you ever sit on the toilet again without imagining them like crawling up? It's just, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. That's disgusting. And apparently the person's grandma said, it's normal after heavy rain. Bitch, there is nothing normal about having 50 cockroaches using your toilet like a communal pool. Previous owner of a new house blocked this hidden basement room off with a shelf. Door does not lead outside. Also, my dogs won't go near the door, so I'm definitely not opening it. Okay, now that's pretty scary on its own to see like a room blocked off with a shelf in your own home. But probably the scariest part is that the person who posted this just kind of disappeared. This was posted 7 years ago. Everyone in the comments asked them to open the door to see what was inside, and they finally agreed to do it. They said, I'll open it when I get home from work, everyone, dang it. And then 7 years later, they've never posted anything since then on their account at all. And now their account's just gone. So what happened to them? What did they find behind that shelf in that closed off room? We'll probably never know. Was gonna fix a cable to an access point on the top floor in my old house, and found this behind the wall. Now, okay, I don't like that. This fucks me up because that's exactly how I see that one part of my house in my dreams. It's all gray and dusty and dark. So this one is especially creepy to me. But even without my own personal experience attached to it, this is very disturbing. I can't even sleep properly at night if like I see a spider in the corner and then when I look back again, it's gone, like it disappeared. I'm just gonna be trying to fall asleep and imagining it crawling on my face while I'm sleeping. So you can imagine that if I'm aware that there's a freaking statue of a child staring at me through the wall of my own room, I'm never sleeping again. I will sleep outside in the snow before I sleep in that house. People in the comments even managed to find the exact statue that this probably is, except it's like the knockoff Temu version of it. So yeah, do with that what you will. Found this inside the wall in my hallway. I've lived in this house for all of my 46 years. Okay, well there's a friendly looking face. Surely that can't have any negative energy attached to it. Nope, only good vibes coming off of that painting. This is 100% a soul trapped inside of that painting. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. I know I said I don't believe in ghosts and spirits and all that, but I'm gonna make an exception for this. There's no way. This is definitely a guy who like sold his soul to the devil and wished for eternal life, and the devil pulled one of his like cute little tricks and made the guy technically, you know, immortal, but inside of a painting in this guy's house. That's what this is. Also, are we just gonna brush over the fact that the dude found a painting inside the wall? That's normally, in case you didn't know, that's not usually where you put paintings. They usually go on the wall. You only put stuff in the wall when it's like something you want to hide. Just imagine that every time you've walked down the hallway, that thing was staring at you through the wall. Oh my god. Good luck trying to sleep after that thought. Again, another prank idea just came to me. Hang this up in one of your friends' homes when they're not there. And say nothing about it. Just let them find it. PSA, check your walls with a UV light. You never know what you will find. So he flashes a UV light on his wall next to the light switch and yeah, okay. So there's a Bible quote. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. I sure will after seeing this. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. Yes, you will lie down and your sleep will be sweet. Psalms 3:24. This is a Phasmophobia screenshot. There's no way. There's no way this isn't from like the newest Phasmophobia update. I mean, look, I appreciate the recommendation to check my house with a UV light, but my house is like almost 100 years old. I don't want to know what's on the walls. Honestly, a Bible scripture is probably the best case scenario for what I might find. So no thank you. This person just found a bunch of creepy clown dolls in their crawl space. So there's nothing like clever about this one. It's just straight up nightmare fuel. I can't imagine how I would react if I found that. I'm a contractor. Bought an abandoned foreclosed home to renovate. This was in the basement bathroom. Holy shit. Okay, no pun intended. Holy shit. That's fucking terrifying. Also, you said this house is abandoned? Yeah, abandoned since what, 1850? The toilet is more mold than it is toilet at this point. I have no idea how you could renovate a house like this without just tearing it completely down and starting from scratch. I mean, and after seeing this, I think tearing it down is probably the safe way to go. I have no idea why there would be that in a toilet in an abandoned house, but go ahead, take a spooky dookie. Yesterday, I was informed by a neighbor that the new house I moved into had a third unit in the attic, but it is never rented due to not following fire code. Today, I decided to see if the third key I was given by my leasing company opened what I had previously believed was the maintenance closet. That's a long title. Basically, this person thought they had an attic in their place, but it was actually a whole separate floor to their house, and they had never accessed it, so they used the key to get in, and they were too scared to go up there, so they just put their phone on like a broomstick and shoved it up there to see what was in the unit above them. And here we actually have the footage of that. They shove the camera up there, and you can see that it's a whole apartment unit basically unused in their house. And what is there? A spooky ghost face. No, I'm just kidding. There's not much. There's some writing on the wall, I think, which is kind of creepy. There's a bunch of rat droppings on the floor, which is scary, but in a different way. There's also a fridge just standing there. So who knows what's in it? Could be nothing. Could be some old rotten food. Could be something even more sinister. It's definitely creepy though. I mean, imagine finding out that there's a whole abandoned part of your house after living there for so long and not realizing it. It's an eerie feeling for sure. My friend just bought a new house and showed me where the ex-owner was found. Yeah, geez, there. And you can see the outline of the guy where they found him. That's pretty brutal, honestly. They didn't even change the flooring or anything. They just like slapped a carpet on top of it. Jeez. Yeah, that'll cover it up. That'll work. All right, who wants to buy the place? We put a new carpet. Haunted? Nah, there's no ghosts here. We covered up the dead guy stain. We covered it with a carpet. He can't get out of there. I don't know how you can continue to live in a house after finding something like that on the floor. I mean, hopefully you knew it was there before you bought the house. He's like, you're really gonna have your family over for Christmas dinner? And you're all just gonna be like happily standing above the spot where somebody took their last breath. Hopefully you got a good price on the house at least. All right, some of these were funny, some of them were disturbing. And if you're in the mood to watch more funny/disturbing content, check out this other video I made recently where I read funny Google reviews for haunted houses. It's a good chuckle if I do say so myself. Thanks for watching, and remember that if you don't subscribe, I will be under your bed tonight. I mean it.